people want to know, will Ynw Bortlen take that sweet offer that has been given to him, y'all? Will Bortlen take the offer that has been set on a platter, on a pedestal for him? We're going to talk about that over here on the Beverly Balanced Energy Channel, how the state of Florida has offered Ynw Melly co-defendant a deal of a lifetime. Yeah, you've been offered one sweet deal. Let's put this fair use at the bottom. Man, you've been offered one hell of a deal. Everybody is saying, take it, take it, take it. And we're going to read those comments too. This content is coming from Law and Crime that was shared on Ynw Melly's Reddit page. Hold up.
Followed by life in Florida State Prison, 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 followed by 75 years in Florida State Prison. Do you understand the charges and the maximum possible penalties involved? Okay. So, Mr. Henry, the state is telling me that they're extending an offer to you, and the offer is as follows. In case number 19-1871 CF10A, they're going to null process or drop counts 1 and 2. Both first-degree murder charges, okay? And in exchange for that, as to counts 3 and 4, in that case, the accessory after the fact to murder in the first degree, you're going to plead no contest to both of those. And as to the 4 counts in case number 23-10643 CF10A, you're going to plead no contest to all 4 of those counts. And in exchange for all of that, the state is offering that I would adjudicate you guilty and sentence you to the bottom of your sentencing guidelines, which is 195.45 months, about 16, it's a shade over 16 years and 3 months. 16 years and 3 months. All of those sentences will run concurrently, that is at the same time with each other. I would give you credit for all the time that you have served, understanding that you have a lot less credit time on the 23 case because it's a newer case. So that is what would be controlling. Whatever credit time you have on the 23 case, you could subtract that from the 100 and.
He actually has more time on the 23 case than 19.
Oh, okay. Well, whichever case you have more time, less time in custody.
That 2023, what they're talking about, because people may be wondering, like, what they're talking about that 2023, that witness tampering case. I said they're talking about the witness tampering case, and we're going to finish this. They're talking about witness tampering.
That's what would happen. And you get the credit for all the time that you've served. And again, that sentence would be 16 years, a shade over 16 years, 3 months in Florida State Prison. I would have to order restitution. The state would tell me the amount of that restitution. That restitution would be joint and several with any of your other co-defendants. If any of the other co-defendants were convicted at trial or entered pleas. In other words, the restitution only has to be paid once, but each person is responsible for 100% of it. All right, but as soon as it's paid, it's paid. I would have to impose mandatory court costs in each case, and I would have to impose a mandatory cost of prosecution in each case, which is $100. So, Mr. Henry, do you understand the offer that the state is making to you? Okay, the 16 years, 3 months, and a shade more. So I'm going to pause on it at this point, Mr. Henry. It's going to give you some time, whether that be tonight or also over the weekend, to talk to your lawyers about it. Make sure they answer all your questions. Talk to your family about it so you can make a decision as to what you want to do. Now, let me explain this to you, sir. I can't make the state make you an offer, and I can't make you accept any offer. I'm just the referee, okay? This is a business decision between you, your lawyers, and the state. And if you want to accept it and resolve both cases that way, that's fine with me. And if you want to have a trial in both cases, that's fine with me too. It doesn't matter to me in any way, shape, or form. But whether it be tomorrow, when I see you tomorrow, and then Ms. Woodcock, she already has tomorrow at 9 o'clock. That'll remain on, but I'll put them on both cases as well next Tuesday, which is September the 9th. Let's just call it 1:30 in the afternoon. September the 9th at 1:30 in the afternoon. We'll call it trial status in both cases. Uh, that's when we're gonna have to finish this conversation, Mr. Henry, and you're gonna have to tell me that either that you understand the offer that the state's making, that your lawyers have answered your questions about it, and then you're going to have to tell me what your decision is, whether you want to accept the offer or whether you want to reject the offer. Mr. Henry, the one additional thing that I like to talk to people who are sitting in this situation that you're sitting in right now, and I have this conversation as follows. The reason that I'm doing this is because I want the record to be clear what the state's offer was, and the record to be clear that you understood it and that you had enough time to talk to your lawyers about it. You had enough time to talk to your family about it. You weren't under any pressure to make a decision, whatever you thought was in your best interest. Because it goes kind of like this, and I'm sure your lawyers could speak to it better than I can. If you accept the state's offer, that's fine. And again, if you don't accept it, that's fine too. But if you don't accept it, and one of these trials doesn't go your way, and you end up with life in Florida State Prison, which is a mandatory sentence on a lot of these counts. Usually, people in that situation, then they'll file what's called a motion for post-conviction relief, and they'll say, "Hey, Judge, my lawyer never told me. I didn't know that I could resolve all this for 16 years and 3 months. And if they would have told me that, I would have done it. And now I'm sitting here with a life sentence." So that's the reason I'm having this conversation now. So the record is going to be crystal clear on that issue. If it doesn't go your way, that argument's not going to be available to you to come back and say, "Hey, my lawyers didn't tell me about this, or I didn't know about this." So that's why I'm talking to you about it now. So, Mr. Henry, do you have any questions for me about the maximum possible penalties involved, or what the state's offer is to you as we're talking about it right now? Okay. All right. So I'm going to pause on that part of the conversation, and we'll finish that other part of the conversation either tomorrow or next Tuesday afternoon. I'm going to leave you on for tomorrow, all pending motions, which is September the 5th at 9 o'clock. I have one other matter that I need to handle prior to that with Mr. Gibson and Mr. Persia.
Nah, I ain't gonna even sit here and lie. You might want to fire your lawyer, Bortlen. You might want to fire him because I went and looked forward to him to give me the best legal advice if 100K track paying for it. They saying through Melly. You know what I'm saying? So it's like Melly paying for his attorneys allegedly. So ain't no way in the hell because that lawyer wouldn't have his best interest allegedly. Like nah, because they all man, they all got them like with the civil lawsuit, they all got the same lawyer. So he's stuck in the middle. Like if you take the plea deal, right? No contest, right? I see what the prosecution team is doing. Guilty. So what that make Melly? What that make Melly? I said it. What would that make Melly? Now he's stuck in the middle. Now, y'all ask me if Melly was given this opportunity that he's given, Melly would have said right there in the court, he taking the deal. It wouldn't be no, oh, we're going to wait this till the next day. We're going to wait. Hell nah, Melly wouldn't even have to be facing the DP. You feel me? DP stands for death penalty. Because some people don't know what DP stands for. Death penalty. Melly is still facing the death penalty. He's not. Why? Because they know from the blood splatters that was left on his clothes. I know he did change his hoodie. Some of that blood seeped into them clothes, right? And the splatters that was on it, even though he accessory. He's the real codefendant, but don't be no crash out there because Melly won't do it for you. Melly would have said right there, he would have pulled Raven Liberty ass on over. Hey, we taking it. We ain't waiting till over no weekend. Let me go ahead on and go up the road right now. Let me go ahead on and do this. And then, I don't know if they'll put in the paperwork that he can't appeal, because sometimes they will put the paperwork in that you can't appeal this. This is your sentence. This is what you're gonna do. And a lot of people were like, well, He already served 4 years. Let's go and look up Bortlen jail record. We can see from Broward inmate search how long he's been locked up. I don't think it's been no goddamn 4 years. 4 years? No, he been out here balling while Melly ass was locked up. Melly saw him on the internet having all that fun. Yeah, because Melly still is in touch with the outside world. Don't get it twisted. Melly talks to his mother every other day. I kid you not. And Melly don't talk to his mama. Yes, he do. Yes, he do. He talk to his mama. Well, now what's wrong with this computer? Hold up, y'all. Yeah, he talked to his mama. I don't know why it ain't putting Cortland in. Yeah, Cortland Henry. I think that's his name. Okay, we are in Cortland Henry's jail thing right now. We're gonna see when he got locked up because it should show us when he got locked up. His arrest date, he ain't been locked up that long. He got arrested on October the 4th, 2023. Okay? Now this October the 4th coming up gonna make two years. But he was out balling while Millie ass was locked up in jail. Yeah, hey. No, like I know that's a sweet deal. Hey, by the time you get out, not trying to be funny, you gotta leave the state of Florida. So by the time you get out, right? Hopefully you can start you a new life. You know what I'm saying? Hey, you gotta find you a ride or die chick. That's the only way I see him like really making it. They gonna have to find you a ride or die chick. So when you get out, you got somewhere to stay. You know what I'm saying? They're gonna be watching you. They gonna be watching the family, bro. They already shot at your daddy. You know what I'm saying? Hey, and look at it this way, man. Either way, they wait, bro. Either way it goes, it's a hard knock life, bro. It's a hard knock life. But do I think he gonna take this plea deal? No, cause damn it, Melly paying for his attorney. I will fire my attorney at this point. You should just fire them and take the plea deal. Uh-huh. Forget being loyal. The streets ain't loyal to nobody. You ain't hear what Melly them attorneys was saying when the first trial that he had a mistrial in Melly. Y'all ain't hear what them people were saying. They was putting the murder off on him, but they can't. They can't put it off on him. So if you go ahead on the plea no contest and they gonna take that murder charge off, bruh, that ain't one sweet hell of a deal. Those two murders get what? 16, bruh. And you might as well go ahead on. And if you take a plea off of that, right? You might as well go ahead on and ride out on the witness tampering. Take a plea in there too. Seal the deal. Man, at this point, I be like Nino. I promise I would be like Nino in New Jack City, bro. You can't go out like that. And if you do, bro, you would be one of they saying it in the Reddit. You would be one of the slowest melanated men to have walked this planet that's called Earth. Not taking that deal. That's one hell of a deal. Let's listen to that deal one more again before I get up out of here. Boy, if that ain't one sweet deal, if that ain't one sweet deal that the state of Florida offered you, I don't know what to say. The state of Florida offered him one hell of a deal.
The maximum possible penalties are as follows. It's life in Florida State Prison, followed by 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 75 years in Florida State Prison. Do you understand the charges and the maximum possible penalties involved? Okay. So, Mr. Henry, the state is telling me that they're extending an offer to you, and the offer is as follows. In case number 19-1871 CF10A, they're going to null process or drop counts 1 and 2, both first-degree murder charges. Okay, And in exchange for that, as to counts 3 and 4, in that case, the accessory after the fact to murder in the first degree, you're going to plead no contest to both of those. And as to the 4 counts in case number 2310643 CF10A, you're going to plead no contest to all 4 of those counts. And in exchange for all of that, the state is offering that I would adjudicate you guilty and sentence you to the bottom of your sentencing guidelines, which is 195.45 months, about 16. It's a shade over 16 years and 3 months. 16 years and 3 months.
Well, if you don't take that goddamn deal, if you don't take that deal, you ain't none of Melly. They waiting on Melly. They're gonna have more people in the chat when Melly go down. If you don't take that, I know you love me. I ain't lying. I will take that deal. But I ain't gonna sit here and lie before I leave. I'll get rid of my attorney. Like that man who he got, they were all working together. I get rid of him, bro. And then I ain't gonna lie. If that's the case, I'm taking this plea deal. I need to be moved. I need to be protected, bro. Is you scared? Hell yeah, I'm scared. I don't know why men act like they. Oh, I ain't scared of another man, but be scared of a roach, bug, something like that, bro. Scared? You say you scared? Hell, he look like he thinking it over. He look like he thinking it over now. Hey, he look like he is thinking it over, y'all. I ain't gonna sit here and lie. Look at him. Look how he thinking. Look at him. He don't got bigger now. You gonna take it? Huh? Is you gonna take that plea deal, buddy? Hey, y'all. Ooh, child. Melly wanted to take everybody down with him. Now it's the time to reverse the damn Fredo back. Man, listen, you ain't never had no rap career anyways. It was over before it started. Forget his mammy. Forget the brother. Man, listen. Go on and be a pastor at this point. Infinite love, life, and good vibration. I'm your host, Velvet, coming through with Ynw Bortlen. Got the sweetest deal of a lifetime. Will he take it? And I am about it.